Okay. You start.
Okay, so we'll start off the next stop on the Road of Life podcast. We have Susan. Susan, what's your first and last name?
Hi, my name is Susan Robichaud. Thanks so much for having me, John.
No worries. And so, where were you born, Susan?
Well, I was born in Edmundston, New Brunswick, and grew up in Grand Falls.
Okay, so Edmundston, for perspective, for those that aren't from Canada's eastern seaboard, is right near the border of New Brunswick and Quebec.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you were born in a French-speaking household.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was born French, couldn't speak a word of English. And then I was adopted at 5 years old into an awesome family who gave me everything I needed. And I could only speak French, and my brother could only speak English. So we have like 6 months between us, and we learned to speak French and English.
Excellent. So around Edmundston, there's different groups of French, the Chiac, the Acadie. Is that the Bréon, is it?
Yes. Yes. If I can say it in French.
Yes.
In Edmundston, on mange des ploys. Puis à Grand-Sault, on mange des patates.
Okay, all right. So how would you say that Acadian French and Bréon French differ? Is it just a different accent, or?
Oh gosh, that is a loaded question, my friend. And I really don't know how to answer that, except that we live in New Brunswick, and in every single area there seems to be their own dialect and their own way, their own accent. Sometimes when I'm speaking to people, they automatically can hear my accent from Grand Falls.
Okay, so you went to high school and junior school all up around Grand Falls area?
I did.
Excellent. Did you go to college, university after that?
I went to community college in Woodstock.
Excellent.
And then did a little bit of university here and there, but I started working with the provincial government straight after.
Oh, so you worked for the government for how long?
Gosh, I can't even remember. It's been so long, but I think I might have worked, I don't know, 10 years maybe.
10 years, eh? And what were you doing for the government?
I was like an assistant, secretarial work. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, but there was one job I had, which actually, I guess, brought me to the here and now, maybe. I worked with the graphic designer for the province of New Brunswick. And I thought, my goodness, he is doing this and being paid for it. Like, this is so fun. So I was, there was one of my colleagues that went on maternity leave, and I was lucky enough to sit in her position for actually 2 years. And I was the middle person between the graphic designer and the government employees, where they would, decide on their brochures, their posters, their marketing materials, and we would work together the message, and I would bring that to the graphic designer, and he would do his thing, and I would obviously watch with amazement and be like, wow, this is so fun. You are so lucky. I want to do that.
And nowadays with AI, it's a lot easier, do you think, with AI nowadays?
That's another good question. Man, John, you're really good at this. I actually have a love-hate relationship with AI. So I love it because it has allowed me to actually improve my business in ways that I couldn't have done it before. So I've been in marketing for 30 years. I've had my business for, I think, 26 years. And I did, consulting, and I did design work, and I followed the technology all along. So with web development, when that started, I kind of dabbed in there, and then I had staff and programmers and all the things. And I struggled all that time with technology, trying to piece different pieces of technology together so that my clients could feel seen, heard, and understood, right? So that they could get their message out there easier. Well, that was very, very challenging, and it continues to be challenging today. However, I was able to build my own system. So now what happens is, I've built my own platform where it's plug and play for my clients. I built a calendar that they don't have to pay monthly for. Like, it's part of the system, it's I was going to say, like companies today with technology, they have, paywalls. And if you want to do just a little something, one day I had to get a code. I needed an API code. This is just a little snippet of code. And the system said, you need to upgrade to be able to do this. Well, this has been kind of the struggle throughout my life. Oh, we have this tool. It's really cool. But if we want to have, we want to do a little extra, we have to pay a little more. We have to pay a little bit more.
Monetization. Yeah.
Exactly. So now this is what AI is actually doing. And I think that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe we have to be paid for our services and the way we work, but I don't believe that we should hold people's information hostage. I don't think that people need to have permission to move forward. And that's how it's felt all these years until now.
Yeah. So present day, you are living in Dieppe, New Brunswick, correct?
I am.
And when did you move to Dieppe, New Brunswick?
It was in 2007. Yep.
2007.
Yeah.
What prompted the move to Dieppe?
So my family and I were living in Miramichi at the time. And my husband was working for the mill that's located in Miramichi, and it was closing down. And I had my business, so I could basically do and go anywhere. And we had our youngest son that we brought into our family when he was 18 months old, had a lot of needs. He has a lot of complex neurodevelopmental needs. Right now, he's 21 years old, and his brain is like between 5 and 6 years old. So we needed a lot of resources. We needed a lot of help, and we loved Moncton. We loved Moncton, Dieppe area, and we'd come here during the weekends, and we'd go back home. We'd be like, oh my God, we want to live there.
Fastest growing municipality in Canada right now, they say.
It is. And when we moved here, like looking up towards the Dieppe Boulevard, there was nothing. And now we have, Dieppe, we've got, I was going to say Costco, but that will probably come. We have Shoppers Drug Mart, we have Dollarama, we've got apartments that are just popping up everywhere. So it's beautiful.
Excellent. So you mentioned your husband. When did you get married?
We got married in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So
and where were you living then?
We were living in Miramichi at the time. Yes, we were.
2000. How many children?
We have 3.
And their names are?
We have Justin, he's 25, Miriam, who's 22, and Vincent, who is chronologically 21.
Yes, all right, okay. So you got into marketing 30-something years ago, you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And so it brings us to the present day, and you're getting into a bright new horizon, a bright new future with new businesses. Would you like to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. So you know how people are always looking for their purpose in life, right? We're going to look in books, and we're going to look online, and we're going to see what other people are doing and think, well, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can make an impact in that way. And I've learned in the last few years that, we all have a story. Everyone has a story. We all have life experiences that, shape not who we are, but how we live, how we communicate with others, how we engage in life and in our communities, how we work, how we do everything. And so we've all been through pain and challenges. It's just part of life. And I feel that informs us. That pain, all of those experiences that were less than desirable, simply inform us. It's what we decide to do with that information that determines what our purpose is. And so I've learned that throughout the years while I was also searching for my purpose, not realizing that since the day I was born, where I was born into chaos, I was part of the social development system. Then I was adopted at 5 years old. So grateful to be adopted by a wonderful family who gave me everything, that I knew inherently that I wanted to do this for someone someday, that God put me through these experiences, obviously because I could handle it, because I'm still here today.
Life's a road.
Life is a road. I love your podcast title, by the way. So I chose to take that information from my life's experience and do good with it. So it's only when Vincent came into our lives that I really understood what that meant. It's only then when I connected that when I was born, I wasn't seen, I wasn't heard, I wasn't understood. When he was born, and as he lives today, he's not seen, he's not heard, and he's not understood. All of the clients that I worked with throughout all of those years, all they want is to be seen, to be heard, and to be understood. They want their message to be understood. They want to be able to put it out there easily. And so we work together, and that's basically what I do today. So throughout this whole experience, I decided that, you know what, I am not going to listen to the consultants who came into my office and said, you know, you're not going to go anywhere without me. Or, you know, if you thought more with your mind and less with your heart, you know, your business would probably move forward a lot faster. And that bothered me for so many years, you know, and so I thought, no, I don't have to do everything like everybody else. You don't have to do everything like everybody else. We can do this in our own way. And so I decided to lead with my heart and by example. So the road to today has not been easy. It's been challenging. I've struggled along the way, like many people. But we're heading into a season where we have the Beyond Biz experience, which is part of my social enterprise. And on the other side, we have Heartstrings in Motion. And Heartstrings in Motion is the initiative. It's the impact that we're building. The Beyond Biz experience is the foundation where it's going to live on. Is whenever you have a dream, an idea, a message, it has to live someplace online, but that place online needs to be a foundation.
So in essence, what is Heartstrings in Motion again?
So Heartstrings in Motion is my passion project. And it's all about, you know, Vincent and the other people like him, people that are in our community. And I feel they have been, I don't know if they've been forgotten, but, you know, we have inclusion in New Brunswick, and inclusion is a beautiful thing. But there are some people that are trying to include them within the communities in the way they think is right. And just because someone looks like an adult does not mean they are an adult. And if this adult likes to play in the park, that's okay. If this adult wants to color, whatever the case is. So I want to build a complex, an apartment complex that has 20 sensory stable apartments that are individually supported so that 10 young men like my son and 10 young women who have outgrown the school system and don't have a place to go can live and be who they are and be supported in the way that they deserve to be supported, to be acknowledged, to be seen, heard, understood.
A life specific, a situation specific living situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and there are a lot of solutions that exist today. There's a lot of work that's being done for. So, my son actually has fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, and what that is, you know, his biological mother drank while she was pregnant. She took drugs, and that affected his brain in a way that he will forever be a child. But society sees that as you're a grown man. You can do things. You should be able to work. You should be able to do whatever the things are.
Lack of understanding.
It's a lack of understanding, but it's not their fault. Mm-hmm. And then within the system, we have people who are supporting these individuals who their heart is in the right place. They're very passionate, and I get the passion. They want to bring them to the next level, but not everybody needs to be at the next level. So what Heartstrings in Motion is doing is basically taking what's the best of what it already exists, because there's a lot of really good things. So we're taking the best of what exists and we're building onto that. And we're creating a system that is individually supported, psychologically sound, and our children will feel like they're part of the community in their own way.
Excellent.
Make sense?
So So there was two things. There was Heartstrings in Motion and another thing.
Beyond Biz Experience?
Beyond Business Experience.
Yeah.
So how does Beyond Business Experience support Heartstrings in Motion?
Thank you for asking that, actually, because a lot of times people think, my God, you have a lot on the go and you're doing a lot. And I just kind of look at myself like a really, really big tree that is rooted so deep in the earth with all of these branches and things. When things come together, it's flourishing and it's beautiful and it's just a great thing. So Beyond Biz Experience is an online platform. It's a community for heart-centered leaders. So these are business owners who are, want to lead with their heart and by example authentically in this chaotic world. And it's a community where they will feel seen, heard, and understood, where they can share their dreams without being judged, because there's too much judgment in this world. So we need that space to be seen, heard, and understood. And that supports Heartstrings in Motion because it is the foundation. The platform for Heartstrings in Motion will live there, but Heartstrings in Motion is also the proof in the pudding. It is a real life living impact in motion that proves that leading with your heart and by example can work.
Yes. So where online can a person access this project and support this situation?
Yeah, if you go to susanrobichaud.ca, everything is there.
susanrobichaud.ca.
Yeah.
Okay. So then people, is there a button for persons who would like to donate and stuff like that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So another thing with Beyond Biz Experience is creating that journey, creating that flow when people come on the website or on the online platform is what I like to call it. They'll be guided through the process. And yes, there is a place where they can donate. And all the information is there, and to contact me, and they can even message me on Messenger.
Excellent. Susan, thank you so much for taking time out of your very, very busy life to talk to us today and share your tremendous journey. This is very inspiring. So it is susanrobichaud.ca?
That's correct.
So there you have it, folks. If you wish to donate to this tremendous project, it's susanrobichaud.ca. I will also, Susan, be putting that in the comment section of your video here.
Awesome.
On our platform so people can go and donate.
Awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank
Not
you.
a problem at all. Susan, thank you so much for your time today, folks. That's another episode of Road of Life Podcast with John Miller. Folks, if any of you would like to be part of the Road of Life Podcast or would like to appear on our podcast, please feel free to reach out to us online at roadoflifepodcast@outlook.com. That's roadoflifepodcast@outlook.com. Once again, Susan, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, no worries.